All right, guys, welcome to our call tonight. I know that people will probably just be jumping on. So real quickly, before we get into the whole purpose of the call, I want to go over some announcements with you guys. Okay, for those of you that are going to Summit, if you guys want the agenda for Summit, if you want to see all of the clothing line that's being released, all of that stuff is at coachsummit.com. You can go there, you can see the agenda, you can see all of the clothes. It's in the lookbook. It's getting really exciting because I think we're like, 30 days out or something like that. So I was in there today. That's why I was like screenshotting everything because it's coming. So that's really exciting. If anybody on this call is not yet going, or for those of you guys who are listening to the recording, we do have, I want to say 2 or 3 spots left in the house. So if it's like, you're like, okay, yeah, I want to go. We definitely have room for 2 or 3 more. I know that I was talking to Hope and she's like, I'm going to really try and make it, which I think would be awesome. Okay. Sean Week is going on right now. I hope you guys are doing Sean Week. Raise your hand if you are doing the workouts. Like I know I see Autumn's and April's. Okay. Awesome. Oh my God. He's blowing my mind. Like it's just getting me back into remembering why I love these workouts. 30 minutes, 27 minutes, whatever it is. But just it's like he's talking to you and it just keeps you pushing. And somebody said the other day, it's like he knows when you're about to quit and he's like pushing you more. And I just think that, man, if you're not tapped into Sean Week right now, you are missing out. You definitely need to be. And not only that, but like follow his Facebook page because he's been doing a really awesome job just kind of staying on board and keeping everybody motivated, which has been great. Okay, so we're almost at the 15th of the month. Is it the 15th tomorrow? So that's mid-month. Where are you guys at with your goals for the month? Are you connected into a program? Are you following it? Are you eating for goals? Are you drinking water? Are you feeling good about yourself? If you're not, then start right now. Like start right now. And then tomorrow is your full day one. Because the very first thing about coaching is that you've got to be feeling confident in your journey. You've got to be doing the work. That's why it's a vital behavior. So make sure that you guys are plugged in right now. So middle of the month, hey, I keep getting notifications. I don't know if Jess is able to get on this call, but like April or somebody who's on a computer, could you guys just check and see what she's saying? Maybe she's saying she can't make it. I don't know. But okay, so are you plugged into your fitness? And then business-wise, where are you at? Where are you at for this month? Are you doing the work? Are you getting people plugged into challenge groups? Are you sharing your journey? Are you sharing it on social media consistently? Have you listened to the National Wake Up Call yet? Like, where are you at? I know I saw April posted today. She's at SC4. I know Stephanie, I think, is at SC4, maybe SC2 or 6. I don't quite know. But you guys, you have a whole half of the month left. And so it's really important to plug in right now, which I'm probably preaching to the choir because you guys are on the call. But okay, I want to share with you guys my 5 tips to just kind of keep going. And this kind of piggybacks off of last night. In Autumn, I know that you were on the new coach call, but and it's also something I shared on my Facebook page, but I've been a coach for 7 years, okay? And there was a time within the first couple years of coaching where I did not have a whole lot of support in my home. I didn't have a spouse that really believed in me. I was working tons. So I didn't have tons of support. And I think about what made me persevere, what made me keep going versus so many girls that quit on their business, that quit on their dreams, that, because life gets hard for everybody. Your hard may be a little different than my hard, but life gets hard, right? Things get kind of crazy. Things happen, crisis happens, change happens, all of that happens. So I was just thinking, what made me stick in this and keep going versus so many other people that quit? Because there's just no difference. I don't have any training in this. And one of the things I shared on the new coach call last night, and I've shared this story before, but this was a pivotal moment for me, guys. I was a brand new diamond coach, and I probably had 8 people on my team, just 8. Every Wednesday night I did team calls. And this specific Wednesday night was in summertime, and we were having a cookout. And I told everybody, okay, guys, I'll be back in 30 minutes. I have to go do my team call. And it was just this big deal because everybody thought Beachbody was a joke. I was still working full time as a social worker. And so I went out to the front yard and I sat on our swing on our porch, and I had my little notes, and I was ready to deliver the content of our call. And I called into the line, and at this time there was no video conferencing. It was just you called into the phone line, and the first person on heard music. And it wasn't until the second person would jump on that, Olivia, turn that down a lot. It wasn't until the second person would jump on that the music would stop. So I call in at 9 o'clock and nobody's on with me. It's just me. And I was like, what is going on? And I waited like 10 minutes and still no one got on. And I just remember at that point I had a decision, like, am I just going to hang up and be like, okay, never mind, and then walk back to that cookout and everybody's like, oh, what happened? Or am I going to go through this because I planned this? I planned this call. I did my work to get this call together. And whether anyone showed up or not, I showed up for myself. And at some point, people are going to come on board and join me. And so I went through that call as if people were on the phone with me. I went through my notes. I even paused and like acted like people asked questions. I mean, it's so stupid to say, but it's so true because I did it. And so when I think back to the times in my business, I know summertime is coming. And I know a lot of you guys, you've been coaching, maybe you've been coaching for a while, or, maybe it's been a couple years, maybe it's been a couple months, maybe you're back and you quit. I mean, everybody's at a different place. But what I want you guys to know is your success is on the other side of the struggle. And most people quit when they hit the struggle, whether it's personal issues, whether they feel like they're failing in the business, whether they're not seeing results. Most people quit. And I don't want you to be that person that gives up on this business, because this business will change your life and it will change the lives of the people you love the most. You guys are all here because you have goals and dreams that you want to achieve, and this business is the vehicle of it. That's why you're on this call tonight. And I want you to understand that sometimes I think that we make it seem easy. Sometimes I forget when I'm always like, oh, pictures by the pool. This is the mompreneur life, and this is so good. And I think that, sometimes like we're good at presenting that side of this business and that freedom. But what we forget to talk about is what it took to get there. Because I've been in your shoes when you're putting in all this work and you've got 3 coaches on your team and no one's showing up. Nobody wants to do anything. And you're like pulling teeth, or, you keep inviting people to join your challenge groups and you just keep hearing no. And you start to wonder, like, can I do this? Is this worth it? I want you to know that, like, you have to go through those times. You have to kind of grow through them, because that is what is going to get you to the other side. And so you have to expect that. And I think that maybe expectations of newer coaches over the past year or so, you guys don't get to hear that, because you just think we present this business as easy. Anyone can do it, 20 minutes a day, blah, blah, blah. And the truth is, building any type of business that's going to give your life freedom requires hard work. And you're going to fail forward a lot. And you're going to struggle a lot. And you're going to be tired a lot. And you're going to be wondering, is this worth it a lot? And you've always got to kind of plug back in and reframe your pain, because pain, so when I say pain, I mean doubt and fear and failure. Pain is growth, pain is progress, and pain is necessary for moving forward. So that's the first thing I want to tell you guys is I want you to have your expectation that this will be hard. You can do it. It's worth it, but it will require hard work from you. And it will require you to grow a lot and go through a lot of uncomfortable things. So how do we do that? The first thing I would say is you better know why you're here. You better know what your goals are. And if you're like, oh yeah, I've got that down, you better help your team realize that too. Because see, belief and vision, that's contagious. That's very contagious. And so first of all, it begins with you. When I was building my business, you guys, to a full-time income, I didn't have a full-time income with Beachbody at that time. I wasn't making tons of money. There was weeks I didn't even get paychecks because my team bonus or my team cycles weren't happening, and maybe I didn't sell something that week. So what I'm saying is I didn't have tons to show for it. I was still working full time. I didn't have tons of success with this business. But do you want to know what I had? I had vision and belief. And you can ask anybody that was around during those times. Both my sisters are on this call. They could attest for this. I was obsessed with where I was going. I didn't know how long it was going to take, and I didn't know what it was going to take, but I was going to get there. And you can either join me and you can come on board, or you can't. And I know that I'm not there yet, but I'm going to figure this out. And anyone that kind of gets in my boat, we're going to paddle there together. So belief and vision is contagious, and you need to have that. So you better know what your North Star is. You better have something that's bigger than yourself that makes you want to push. I've heard Stephanie's wives before in her North Star. I know April's, my sisters, and Autumn, you're newer, and Stacy, and some of the girls that maybe like aren't my PS or newer, like I don't necessarily know yours, but once you know what yours are, share it on the business page. Step out, you guys. Step out and be unapologetically you. If you're struggling right now, the best thing you can do is lean into the team. So I remember specifically when I was thinking about what my dreams and goals were, I shared it on Angie's team page. It was Team Dynamite. And I'm like, hey, these are my goals. I want to make $5,000 a week, and here's why. And $5,000 a week was crazy for me. It was a crazy thing to say. It's still crazy because I haven't achieved it, but I'm not giving up on that. And I went public and said that. And that was at a time when nobody was saying stuff like that. But if you are at that place, it begins with you. So have the courage to share your vision, share your belief with a group of girls who are your teammates, who will believe in you and who will support you and empower you. So having vision and belief is very, very important. That's what's going to kind of guide you through this. The second thing I would suggest is build your bank. And by that, I mean, make emotional deposits into people. You grow your business by helping other people, by helping them, whether you're helping them achieve their weight loss goals or helping them get their confidence back or helping them catch vision and belief with this business. Or maybe you're just helping them by sharing a book that you've read or a podcast. You better be on a mission to make as many emotional deposits into people's banks as you can. That's what this is about. I remember once I read from John C. Maxwell, he said, true leadership is giving to people even when you stand to gain nothing. So share yourself, fill your cup, and then help fill other people's. That is a huge part of this business. You are going to be seen as a light. Your job now is to be a light for people. Coaches do hard things, and then we help others do hard things. So whether your hard thing right now is you just had a baby and you're exhausted and you're just trying to find your way through this, or maybe your thing is that you're struggling, you're overcoming anxiety and depression, or maybe you've gone through a divorce, or you're financially, or I don't even know what your thing is. And you can still be going through that thing and struggling with that thing. But coaches do the hard things, and then we help others. And we do that by sharing and just kind of doing the best we can and sharing our journey. So making emotional deposits constantly into people. I think about myself. People come to me all the time. Andrea, what book are you reading right now? Andrea, can you suggest a podcast for this? And I'm like, okay, why are people coming to me for this? But then I'm like, probably because I talk about podcasts and stuff all the time. I don't know. But yes, of course, let me take 5 minutes and send you a list of podcasts. So you're constantly looking to help others, whether you're stand to gain something or not. Okay, the third thing is don't quit. Please don't quit. Don't quit. Trust this process. And you might not believe in yourself or trust yourself, but I'm going to ask you to believe me, and I'm going to ask you to trust me when I'm telling you every single girl on this call can do this. You guys can build this business. It might take you 2 or 3 years, but if you don't put the work in to build this business, 2 or 3 years are going to pass by and you're going to be in the same spot that you're in right now. And how is that going to feel? So you might as well be working over the next 2 years, year and a half, 3 years, whatever it is, whatever pace you move at, to build a business that's going to give you the life that you want. Too many people quit. And the thing about quitting is this. I want you to imagine a really big hill, and you're rolling up a snowball up. No, you're pushing a rock up the hill, and you get it halfway up the hill and you're tired. And so you let this big rock just go down the hill. And the thing about it is it doesn't just roll right to where you started. It rolls even further away from the hill, right? And so then a couple months pass and then you decide, oh, I'm going to push this up the hill again. You're not even where you started. You got to go back all the way to where that rock rolled. Now you got to push it just to get to the dang hill. And then you got to start pushing it up the hill. And it's like you're making double the work for yourself. Don't quit. You have to keep going. Your life is going to throw you curveballs, but this business can be done anywhere. There's no excuses. I've seen Katie Erster work this business with a cancer diagnosis from her hospital bed while her husband and kids are there, and she's taking care of them, and she's battling cancer, and she is working this business from her hospital bed. So I don't know what you're facing in your life, but I know I really don't have any excuse that I can't pull my phone and a pad of paper and do the work. Stop quitting. Whatever you're going through in your life, walking away from this business, it almost burdens you because you've seen the light, you've seen what's possible, you've dived into personal development, so you understand. And so when you walk away because you think it's the first thing that should go when life gets crazy, it actually creates a burden on you. And I know that because most people that walk away, they come back. Think about you. Have you quit before? Have you stepped away? And then have you come back? Yes. Yes. Most people do, you guys. Most people do. Because they want to be a part of this. The relationships, the team, working for something that's bigger than yourself. It's empowering. And to have a light at the end of the tunnel. So stop quitting. It may not be as easy as you thought or as perfect as you think, but you keep moving forward and don't quit. Okay, my number 4 thing is do the work. You have to do the work. There's been periods in my business where I would say I was doing my work, but I was not doing the work that I needed to do. And if I'm being honest, my business slid backwards greatly. My income slid backwards greatly because I fooled myself into thinking I was doing the work, and I wasn't. I wasn't actually doing the work. And so by doing the work, what I mean is inviting and having the conversations and being intentional when you share on social media. I don't just mean like posting random pictures, but like, are you coming with a message? Are you sharing with a message? Is there intention behind everything you're doing? There were times when I kind of stopped doing the work, even though I thought I was doing the work. And also what came with that was I disengaged from my team. So like I've got a group of girls that I'm close with, right? So these girls, they're my mentors. They're people who are either at my level or higher. And they're not just, it's not just my upline Angie, but she's included in that. It's girls on different teams that I've built very close friendships with. And when I started kind of faking that I was doing the work, I created distance with the people that would have the ability to call me out or say, you're not really doing what you need to be doing. And, it came to a point where, I didn't have a choice. I had to get very honest with myself. So I'm sharing this with you guys because A, I've been there, and B, if you're sitting here and you're feeling frustrated where your business is at, I always tell myself, you are exactly where you deserve to be. You're exactly where you deserve to be. That was something that Craig Holliday said in the very beginning. And so I want you to take an honest assessment of yourself. In the June business group, I shared that tracker, right? That invite tracker and the weekly, like the 7 days to Success Club. And a lot of people said, yeah, I'm going to do that. Did you download that? And have you been doing that? Have you been doing the compliments and run? Autumn, you're saying you have, that's awesome. Have you been doing the compliments and run? And you guys, it's great because you compliment somebody and then you engage with them for 10 to 12 days and then you go and invite them. Like you're starting like the whole cycle that you need to start to get this going. And so are you actually doing that, or are we on day 3 and you haven't really done it at all? Like, and I don't know, like I don't know where you're at, but I'm just saying, take an honest inventory of yourself and figure that out. And don't think that you can just do like one little thing and not the other. No, you need to do it all. Like if you're going to have the audacity to want to build a business that's going to give you financial freedom, you're going to have to do some work, right? I mean, that's just what it is. Okay, so yesterday I was having a conversation with my sister, Katie. I hope you don't care that I'm sharing this. And she was like struggling. And, you know, and I'm like, Kate, okay, let me ask you this, because she swore she was doing everything she needed to do. And she hasn't, I don't know if you had Success Club points last month or when the last time you had Success Club was. But also she just had a baby that's like 2 months old and everything. But anyways, so it's been a couple months since she's had Success Club, but she's been pretty consistent with posting her fitness journey and this and that. So she's like, I don't know, Andrea, I'm doing everything I need to do. And I said, okay, if I was to tell you at the end of these 7 days, if you have 3 people on board, you have Success Club 6, you have you've hit Success Club. If you can do that at the end of these 7 days, I'll give you $10,000 cash. $10,000 cash is yours. At the end of the 7 days, if you get 3 people in, would you get 3 people in? And of course, she said, yes. Kate, I'm going to unmute you. Okay, so then I asked Katie, I was like, okay, so then what would you do differently that you're not doing now? And she thought about it. And then Kate shared what you said.
I said that I wouldn't accept no so easily because I felt like I was inviting so many people and then like they all would come back, not now, or no thanks. And I would just say, okay, and keep moving on. But I guess if my stakes were higher, I would try to push the envelope maybe a little bit more, even though it's very awkward.
Right. So, okay. And so when she said that, I didn't think about that, but yeah, like most people are going to say no at first. They're going to have objections because that's just the nature of this process. And so being able to help people overcome objections, like, my God, that's a thing. That's a thing for Beachbody coaches. It's not like we're selling makeup or leggings. We're selling something much bigger. And somebody doesn't just gain weight, like maybe 10 pounds, but if you're 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight, or you're going through a lot in your life and you're exhausted and you have no confidence and you start and failed things multiple times, and then you ask someone to invest in something like a challenge pack and to be in a challenge group, that is not some $20 pair of makeup or leggings. That's something bigger. And you're talking about something that involves a lot of emotional energy. So naturally, people are going to have fear and doubt when it comes to that. And so then they'll say things like, I don't know, I can't afford it. Or I don't know. And yes, sometimes people really can't afford it. But it's funny because they'll watch you for a little bit and at some point they will afford it. But most people, if you can connect with them well enough and you have good enough rapport with them, at some point they're going to come on board with you. So overcoming objections is a skill. And so Kate was like, okay, if there's $10,000 on the line, yeah, I think I would be pushing a little bit more. So I want to ask you the same thing. If you are doing the tracker as you say you're doing it. Now, if you're not doing the tracker, just stop yourself right now. You don't go to bed until you do the tracker. Compliment and run 10 people. Invite 10 people. End of story. Just 10 girls that have liked your picture or commented on something recently, you would have to invite them. Or go through your newsfeed and compliment 10 girls and then run. Like, you have to do that. But if you're someone like Katie, who you've been doing that and you're struggling to see results, then ask yourself that question. If $10,000 on the line by the end of 7 days, what would I do differently? Think about that. That's what I do for myself, and I'm not kidding you. I ask this question to myself every time I'm struggling to hit a goal, and then it comes clear to me what I need to be doing. Okay, so do the work. Don't fool yourself. And you can't just do a little bit. You gotta have all the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to share with you guys is plugging in. Showing up on team calls like you're showing up. Participating in the National Wake Up Call thread. Even if you don't listen live, at least when you do listen to add. Going to Summit. Going to Super Saturdays. Being present and posting and sharing. All of that stuff is plugging in. It is no coincidence that the people who are doing the best in this business right now on our team are the people whose you see their posts on the Business Builders page. They show up to calls. They're offering their ideas to people. They comment on when people have questions. That is not a coincidence, you guys. That's happening because that person is plugging in. Okay? And you don't need anybody. Your plugging in is not based on your upline, and it's not based on who's your team down below you. It's you. It's a decision that you make. You want to have friends, you want to have like relationships, and show up to stuff. Participate on the call. Like, we're here because we're building a business. And so if you want to be a part of this tribe, then get in the freaking boat and grab a paddle and start paddling. And if you don't, then that's fine too. But then then understand where you're going to be at in this business. That's all I'm saying. It takes sacrifices to show up on calls like you guys are. It takes sacrifices to get to Summit. Everything takes sacrifices, but it's worth it. So plugging in is huge. I don't know, you guys. That's like really what I wanted to share with you. Those are my 5 things. Just don't quit on yourself, and set yourself some goals with some deadlines. Like, give yourself some goals with some deadlines. Keep making emotional deposits into people, but keep moving forward with this business. So that's what I have. I'm going to check the comments real quick because I know we have a couple more minutes. Autumn, I mean, you yes, and you're back. And that's okay. Like, so many people, you guys, so many people quit and then they end up coming back. And whether they officially quit or they step away, so many people do it because this business just gives life to people. Okay. Oh, April just said she's going. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys. Definitely check out Coach Summit. If you're looking for plugging in, then start posting on the team page more. Become active with people. No one's going to come to you. No, it just doesn't work that way, but you can plug into everybody else. So thank you so much, you guys, for being on tonight. Out of everyone on our team, you guys are the ones that showed up, and that's part of moving this business forward. So be proud of yourself. All right, ladies, have a great night, and we will talk soon. See ya.